What's up guys, it's Andy and I wanted to film a short intro for the video that you are about to see. I am today, Saturday the 18th, about to go out to a lesson. We were supposed to have a clinic today, but there was not enough interest unfortunately. So the person that would have taught the clinic is just going to teach my instructor's lessons because they're like friends. So it will just be a regular lesson day. However, Paul has to go to work, so unfortunately no one will be there to film. I have noticed, I don't think I've posted a lesson since the rearing incident, which was months ago. So I do have a makeup lesson on Wednesday next week and Thursday next week. Wednesday is going to be Ugly Sweater Christmas type makeup lesson because obviously the 25th falls on a Saturday this year, so there won't be lessons. So we're going to make up that lesson on Wednesday, and then I'm joining a lesson on Thursday because I have not until today been able to make any of my lessons this month. I already did a makeup lesson this past Thursday, but again, Paul was unavailable and we only did flat work anyways. Not that there's anything wrong with flat work, but it's not the best for video content. So hopefully either next Wednesday or next Thursday, one of the lessons will be filmed, and that is what this intro is for, because after work, I won't have enough time to film an intro before I have to go to the barn, because Thursday I get off early at 5 o'clock and I have to make the lesson at 6:15, which means I need to be to the barn by at least 6 o'clock. And by the time I drive home from work, change, grab what I need, and leave, it's pretty much within that time frame, so there's no way I can film. Wednesday, the lesson is at 6:30, so I can still work my normal shift. That's the word I'm looking for. So I will still not have time to film before that one. And so I just want to make sure that everything is good to go for what I'm thinking is going to be my last vlog of the year before the end of year review gets posted. And I wanted some video content for that too. If you do want to see more riding content, I did have a lesson or two that I saved all of the footage for TikTok. Unfortunately, when I film for YouTube, I have my phone the long way so that the camera frame is correct. And when you film for TikTok, if you want the camera frame to fit correctly, you want to film up and down. So I don't have footage from the lessons that I used for TikTok that I can put into a YouTube video without it looking funny. So I'm trying to get some more content. We'll talk about my goals for content creation in 2022 in that year in review video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That should be coming out the last week of December. I don't know if I'll wait until New Year's Eve to post it. I'll probably post it a little bit before then. Anyways, let's go ahead and go out to the barn and finally see a lesson on Gideon where I don't have a rearing horse and I have a horse that actually seems like he likes what he's doing now that we've had so much go on. Oh my gosh, we've had Chiro back out twice. We've had magnawave and body massage, 2 sessions of magnawave, 1 of body massage. He had the saddle fitter come out. We got shims for my half pad. The saddle fitter was really great. My saddle fits pretty well, not quite great on him, and the 1/4 inch shims that we put in his thin line half pad should raise up the front just enough off the shoulder that it will make the back of the saddle fit a little bit better. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. I know that was huge feedback I got on TikTok, was to have a saddle fitter come out. I finally found one that was not associated with a brand and that actually looks at how a saddle legitimately fits a horse. So pretty excited about that. I did not get to film that unfortunately, but just know that the saddle fitter has come. So pretty exciting. All right, let's go ahead and go out to the barn. Okay, so I thought I would do a voiceover of the lesson just to touch on a couple of things since it's been quite some time since you guys have seen Gideon. So the first thing I want to say is he did not move well in this lesson. We had a lesson the night before that was just flat work and pull work. We did the TikTok Christmas tree. I cannot think of who the creator is. That it's Evolution Equestrian or something like that. She's an instructor that set up a Christmas tree pole activity. So we did that all the night before. He did it so beautifully. He just was perfect. So obviously he was a little bit sore today. He also has had his shoes off
So we're kind of figuring out the feet thing right now. Don't need advice. We're figuring it out. We're slowly getting there. So anyways, I rode in this lesson with a girl who trailered in her horse, and her mom brought her like 4 other siblings all under the age of 10 who were like stomping around and like doing all this stuff. It was not good. Then apparently their dog had gotten into their trailer and also came. So there was a dog, and Gideon has a thing about dogs. It took a long time for him to get used to my trainer's dog, and then the last time he saw my trainer's dog wearing a jacket, that almost ended in catastrophe. He spooked, spun, and almost made Dana fall off because he had spooked her horse too. So you'll see we're missing that corner there. And you can just see when he goes past there, he just looks generally uncomfortable. He's very draft-like. He doesn't want to come down into the contact. I'm just trying to keep him moving forward, but you can see he's very concerned about what's going on over there. We also had someone getting ready to leave the arena, so he was just very not focused. I'd get maybe some progress down on the other end of the arena, and as soon as we got back down to the crazy end, his baby brain just could not handle all of the excitement. So as you can see here, you'll get to see the worst of him, Spook, because the dog wagged its tail. It was, yeah. And he just gets he drops his back and gets kind of flighty, but really that's the worst he does. That's his worst spook. He doesn't do anything too terrible. He only did take off the one time he spooked at my trainer's dog because I was still asking him to move forward, so technically he did what I asked him to do. So back to the lesson. We are just trotting around. He has been a little more trippy with his front feet. He actually tripped in the trot the other day, causing the assistant trainer to fall off. I'm not sure about the logistics because that just doesn't sound right to me. But he was okay, and she unfortunately broke her arm and dislocated her shoulder. So we're being very careful in our seat to stay up and have his front end be up in case he does trip, which he does in this lesson a few times, but everyone was fine. He's just figuring out how to work his new feet. You'll see he doesn't really want to move forward there because he's just very occupied with what's going on. But eventually he goes into a nice canter. Other direction was really nice as well. You'll notice throughout the lesson, to get him to go, we're not having as much resistance of him not wanting to move forward or to start back up from the walk or anything like that. So he's really come a long way. I do wish I had the other lesson on film because I just think he was so amazing, and this doesn't really do him justice, but he's come a long way. Really happy about it. And then when we were done here with the canter, we went back into trot to see if we could get him to relax a little bit and get him to bring his head down. And he is starting to accept the contact a little bit more through here. And that was a really good stretch. He got rewarded for that. We're trying to make sure he doesn't go behind the bit too much and just trying to get him to relax and move up. His stride is actually pretty decent, maybe a little short and back, but his striding is actually decent. We just need him to come up through the abdomen a little bit. But that was, a relatively nice picture, and I think it's a work in progress. So we were just walking through the Christmas tree exercise, which we'll do again later. We didn't want to do it too much since we did it the day before. And so we were just going to warm up over a little cross rail that we did both directions. And this was the only time I actually got a good distance to this fence. And he did okay. He was kind of lucky, but not bad. We did have a refusal the other day, guys. It was interesting. He was really mortified of a thing of flower boxes that was on the other side of the fence, and it apparently affected his ability to go over it. But we got over it eventually. So you'll see here, you can't see on camera, but my trainer's dog got up and was wearing a jacket. And so that's why he broke to trot, because he was very distracted. He was not listening to me at all. And then, you got the kids down on the end there. So he really was just having a real hard time focusing in this lesson. And so we were just trying to make the best of what we had. He was so amazing the night before. And then he was, kind of like this on this lesson. So it's just riding the horse you have and dealing with what they hand you. So he chipped there, but that's okay. Sometimes he takes a long distance when he's getting lazy. I'd prefer him chip and use his hind end to get over. Now we'll be going to do this diagonal gait. when I free lunged him today and he went over the jumps all by himself. So I know that he loves jumping because you can't just put a horse in an arena with jumps and have them jump around by themselves. Like they won't do it if they don't like it. So he did that today. Really exciting. So that was a really nice gate. This was our first official like course, if you will. We don't have too much that we can work with in the arena right now. We were a little long here. He likes to do the Superman launch. We had the correct lead though, so we kept going around. He is just a master at the Christmas tree. Like, so easy. We even do it backwards, starting with the point to make it a little bit harder. He was just super awesome. Coming up here, you'll see he loses a little impulsion there. I'm pushing him through, and then he trips just slightly there, just in the fetlock region on that front right. So he kind of dripped over that a little bit, I guess you could say. His hind end felt off there, so I wasn't quite sure about taking this fence, but we did anyways, and I should have pulled him into a circle because I knew he wasn't set up correctly, but he did chip and fit it in. So then the next part was just going back to that last jump to get over it and make sure, we rode it a little bit better, and it definitely was. And perfect. Yep. So he moved up to it really nice when I asked him to. We just don't want to practice moving up to fences too much because he started out being a horse that you had to ride like a jumper and hold them back. And I don't want to like reignite that in him. So this was like we did the second end of the course, and God, he just really loves doing that long stride. I asked him to wait, but he wasn't having it. That's why his head was held in because I was asking. He wasn't listening. I have to work on my seat a little bit more, and then we came a little tight to it, but not too bad. He does have a little bit of a left shift that we're working on, but we'll get through it. And this will be our final jump. We had to go back and fix that X. We could not leave it with that long, ugly distance. So I asked him to move up. He didn't really want to, but he made it. And we ended our lesson on that because it was a pretty good improvement. And I hope to see you guys for the New Year's video in review for 2021. Here's your reminder. It'll be coming up in like the next week or so, and I hope you guys enjoy.